and then they can go through using that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Just give me a second. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Thank you so much. So I assume that all of us are looking at this document currently. This is the moderation plan. And before, as a moderator, before you even begin your moderation, you need to plan ahead so that you know exactly what we will be covering and what you will be moderating. So obviously, because you are yes. Yes, can you hear me?
Bad. Your line is very, very bad.
Okay, let me try and connect using my phone.
Okay.
Please give me 5 minutes. Hi guys, sorry man, my phone is not connecting. I think my network is even worse, but am I better now?
It's still coming out slow, but yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yes, but there's a delay.
Okay, just give me 5 minutes. My voice. Now.
Am I the only one who can't hear Ashley? Oh,
I also can't hear her.
okay.
Hi guys, sorry, I was trying to connect using my phone. I was talking using my phone, but you still couldn't hear me.
No, we could not hear you.
Yes, so I think it's pointless because I thought that maybe if I connect using my phone and use my phone for my voice, it'll be better, but clearly it's not working. So I think we'll just have to work with what we have.
Yeah, now you are very much audible. We can hear you.
Okay, I think my network is better. So let's try and push because at 12 I'm having load shedding and I'm worried that my network might be even worse. So has Mam Togozile been able to join us? Okay, she's not connected by using her voice. It's fine. The session is recorded anyway. So as I was saying, that as the moderator, before you even begin with your aspect of moderation, it is very important for you to plan your moderation so that as you begin, you know what aspects you're going to cover and what you're going to look at. So this template basically will cover a majority of the questions that you need to answer. Please give me 1 minute. Please give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, that it's very important as the moderator to plan out your moderation. And we're going to begin with our moderation plan. I think we all have it, and we're going to use a green pen to fill it out. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes. Okay. So the first one, it's requiring us for the type of moderation. So what moderation will you conduct, the type of moderation? And can anyone please remind us of the types of moderation that we have?
Offsite, on-site.
Okay. Off-site, on-site, do you mind explaining the difference between the two? Are we still together? Do you mind explaining the difference between an on-site and an off-site moderation?
Okay, no problem. An offsite moderation, it can be done without, sorry, an offsite moderation, it can be done without an assessor being present. And on-site is the method moderator observes firsthand what the assessor does during the assessment.
Okay, so because you were reviewing assessor decisions with Mom Daisy earlier today, because remember you have now started moderating the assessment decisions, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's what you were doing this morning. You were now acting as the moderator and moderating certain assessment instruments that you were given. If you remember correctly, remember you were given a task in order for you to review. I think it was an assessment paper, which was an assessment instrument that was used to test the learner. And you as the moderator were now looking at it to see whether it was appropriate for the unit standard, whether it was even the mark allocation and everything. So as the moderator, you've started moderating already. So from this morning, what do you think the type of moderation you were doing was?
The on-site.
Okay, that was who's answering? Abu Charity, ne?
Yes.
Amanda, what do you have to say? What
I
do you
would
think?
say we were offsite external because we did not have I did not have the presence of the assessor. I only had the documents.
Okay,
There was no
and
invitation
then
with it.
okay, so you're saying it's an offsite moderation, and then Abu Charity, when you're saying it's an onsite.
Actually, my bad. It was an offsite. Sorry.
It was an offsite. Okay,
Yeah.
so in green, the type of moderation that you were conducting
Is an
was an
external.
offsite moderation. Sorry, can you please repeat that?
No, I just said external moderation.
Okay. And then secondly, the purpose of moderation. Why do we moderate? Why is it important for moderators to be present?
It's the sake of the learner, because the learner is the important person. So we want to make sure that the assessor had conducted the course in accordance to the.
Because you need to know, as the moderator, what is your purpose? Why are you important?
Actually, I
Remember,
think,
whenever you are looking at an assessment, each assessment will have a unit standard, right? And the unit standard basically will explain what the assessment is about, what the learner should know. Can you hear me?
I
Can
can
you hear me?
we can hear you now. We can hear you.
Okay, let me try again. I was saying that as an assessment, every assessment that a learner will undertake will have a unit standard, that this is what the learner should have done during the session, and this is what they should be assessed on. And this is the assessment criteria that is relevant, so that the learner can, at the end of the day, understand and get the knowledge of the unit standard. And for you as the moderator, you come in and you check whether that was met by the assessor or not, to ensure that the learner truly got what they needed from this particular unit standard. So as a moderator, you play an important role in quality assuring, in ensuring that all the unit standards that learners are taught, learners get the required outcomes by the end of the unit standard. So for example, if you are doing the assessor course, when you were doing the assessor course, as a moderator would come and see if the POE you were given and the work you were given was relevant with regards to the unit standard, and whether when they were marking you and assessing you, whether it was fair or not. So moderation is a huge portion of quality assurance. And then the second one, you write the date of moderation. It should be easy. 4, you write the location of the moderation. Can you guys still hear me?
Which date are we going to agree upon, or that is just me writing my own date? Ashley?
I think you can write today's date.
Come again?
Because can you hear me?
Today's date.
Yes, because you started moderating today. So just say today's date.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
can you move on?
Mhm.
Yes, and then now we're dealing with the location of the moderation. So where was the moderation conducted?
Zoom.
Yes. Okay, and then the role players. So in some cases, for instance, if you are physically there and you are moderating
We are still
on site.
Ashley,
Sorry. Yes.
if you indicated number 5, we could not hear you because we only finished with the location of the moderation, which was the Zoom, and then we did not elaborate on the method of moderation.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes.
So what the method of moderation. Sorry, you guys couldn't hear me.
Mhm.
Okay. I see, please give me 2 minutes. I see that Buidumelo's here. So I asked Buidumelo to join us just in case my network goes at 12, so that she can assist wherever I left off. Is that okay?
No problem.
Yes, because I'm having load shedding at 12 and I don't want to leave you guys.
Hanging.
Yes, to leave you guys hanging. Okay, so Buidumelo, can you please indicate if you can hear us? Is she still here?
I can see her on the participants.
She's here, but she's muted.
Hi, hello, Ashley. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Buidumelo.
Ashley,
Okay, so Buidumelo is here. Yes. Hello, can you still hear me?
We can hear you, Ashley.
Okay. Okay, so where were we? We were doing the
Point number 5.
moderation method. Number 5, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So the moderation method. So what method did you use when you were moderating? I know one type of method that is commonly used in school, when I was still in high school. When the moderator would come, for instance, maybe they wanted to moderate the assessments that we were doing, they would take the highest, the one in the middle, and the one and the lowest one. But normally I know for CETA, when you're doing assessor and facilitator, they normally take 25% of the POE, so 25 random POE. So those are the different methods that you can apply when you are moderating. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you,
Yes,
Ashley.
we
Can I
can
ask you
hear you.
something?
Yes.
With regards to the method of moderation, now you're talking about something that we were discussing this morning, the 25%. When we were talking about that, we were talking about the sampling of.
Yes, remember when you are, let's say for example, I have a science background, right? So let's say for example, you are doing an experiment, right? And when you are doing an experiment, you want to discover maybe something. Remember, sampling will be part of your methodology because you need to gather certain samples so that you can come back and study them and then make a decision based off the samples that you have.
Yes.
Yes. So sampling can be one of the methods that you use in order to gather all the information that you need in order to do your moderation. Or some types of moderation can be like for instance, when you want to be physically there in class, let's say you want to see if the assessment or when the learners are writing an exam, because you can even moderate that to see if the exam venue was properly prepared, to see that the learners had enough time, to see that they were given enough instructions on the question paper. The method of moderation there would be you going there physically, right? And then having a checklist of all the things that you would moderate during the exam. So there are different kinds of methods of moderation that you can apply when you are moderating different things.
Yes, I think also, Ashley, the kind of method that I'll be using will be determined by the type of moderation.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in your case, because you were now reviewing the assessor decisions, right? And from the assessor decisions, you had a variety of options that you could choose, and you chose certain things. You chose maybe the assessment feedback reports, if I heard correctly. You chose maybe the exam type. So what do you think was your method when you guys were moderating your assessment pack or decision?
We were sampling. Charity,
Hi,
we were sampling, ne?
yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Ashley? Ashley?
Seems like we lost her.
She's still here.
And I'm back.
Yes, I'm
Welcome
here.
back, Ma'am Thokozile.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
No,
hear
we
you
could
now.
not hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Now.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
Ashley.
we can. She can't hear us, possibly.
Mm. Role players,
And
people who are
where-
involved ne, in the moderation process.
Yes, I think so.
where about
So we're gonna be putting the candidate, the assessor, and are we supposed to put ourselves?
Oh, there we go.
sorry, this ETQA moderation report, is it the 8-page document?
Yes,
Yes.
And where about are we now?
we are at number 5.
Of the moderation plan.
Of the moderation plan?
Yes.
Into me then. They sent me the wrong document. They've sent me the moderation report again. Just let me see what is here.
Ashley is
okay.
gone, only her phone is here now.
I'll have to. Oh, shame. Ashley, I think sent this to the WhatsApp group. And
Sister Ozile,
yes,
yeah, are you in that support group?
it's I don't have WhatsApp, so they send the information to my daughter. I see she's just sent me the moderation plan. I requested I tried to get hold of Ashley to email it to me, but she couldn't. So
Give me your email so that I can forward to you quickly.
my daughter has just forwarded it to me now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went to print the wrong the document that I do have, the moderation report part I have. It was the moderation plan that I did not have. So I'm going to, because we're working on this, I'll just try and save it as a Word document. See if it does save so that I can connect.
So when it comes to role play,
The role players.
so should we wait?
Let's wait for her
Okay.
to explain, because we might end up doing wrong things here.
Okay.
Moderation template, save it.
And there's where it says moderation sample. There's method of moderation. And then there's moderation sample. Moderation tool. Okay. Interesting.
This, and then
Your training provider. Does it make sense?
Ma'am Bridget, do we put the name of the assessor or we just put assessors?
All players, you don't have to put the names because remember, you don't even know who are your assessors or your moderators and stuff. So
Okay.
at this point, you are the moderator and just say assessors.
Okay.
Yeah, just put your role players are assessors and that's it. You can just put there too, which is just your assessors maybe and your training provider team. If you got that.
I check.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And then in terms of moderation, I don't know if Daisy's explained in terms of the scope for moderation on that. The scope would be your sample and your unit standard that we'll be using to actually to moderate. Remember, as a moderator, you need to make sure that you have the correct unit standard and you have also your samples. Because if you don't have a sample, you won't be able to moderate properly in terms of what is required by the unit standard. Has it been done properly, which is your POE? Is the unit standard correct in terms of, does it match your POE? And then the samples that were actually given, which is your POEs, those two ones, isn't it? Mock 1 and Mock 2.
Yes.
Okay, so your scope of moderation, you are going to use your sample and your unit standard.
That's the scope of moderation.
Yeah, that is the scope of moderation. Because remember, it doesn't matter whether you're an assessor or a moderator. The only thing, like I think I heard you guys were talking earlier because I'm busy in the office. You were saying that whatever it is that the person has to do, whether you train, you assess, or you moderate, make sure that you follow the unit standard. The questions, are they correct? Are they linked to the outcomes? Are they linked to the assessment criteria? So your unit standard, that is very important. Then you've got your POE. Does it make sense? It does.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So now the moderation sample, normally they used to say 10%, but I think now it's changed to about 25%, eh? I think it's now changed to 25%, but your modeling, your moderation sample, the moderators were supposed to sample 10% of all the given POEs. But now, according to your POEs that you are using now, please excuse me now. Apologies for that. The lights just came back and the kettle just went on and I'm not sure if there was water in there. Okay, so
No problem, Sister Bridget.
yeah.
Yeah,
Moderation
regarding the
only
sample
end of the given number portfolio of evidence. But I think now it's actually changed to 25%.
Yes.
Yes, we're using 25% at this moment. Yes.
So that is you're going to use 25%. So you're going to write 25% there.
Okay. Noted.
Okay. And then on number 9, moderation tools. Remember, what is actually guiding you in terms of you to make sure that you've got everything? What do you use?
The moderation checklist.
One. That's the one. That is a tool that you are going to use because you have to make sure that you have covered all the requirements. So the checklist is your guiding tool.
Sure.
Have you got that?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Number 10, you be going, it says preparation requirement. If you have to go, if you do moderation, or if, let's say, you assess, what is it that you normally prepare? I think you've done assessors, isn't it? Assessment, assessor report, assessor course.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think in terms of your preparations? What is required for moderation or for assessment?
Oh my God.
Your question papers, your memo, your review documents that I'm ready with when I'm going to assess, to distribute to the learners. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, Amanda.
Oh, I'm saying under assessment, I mean, sorry. When I'm going to assess, I need to have my question papers, my slides that I'm going to present. And then after presentation, I'm going to have those question papers. I need to have my memo with me. And then learners must also review my deliverance under assessment.
Is Mom Bridget still here?
Oh, no, they left. They left. Yes, she's here.
Hi, guys. Hello? Can you hear me? Sorry, I got cut off. Can you hear me? Please respond.
Now we can hear you. There was a cutoff indeed.
Anyone there?
I'm here.
Hello, team, moderation team.
We can hear you. Ma'am Bridget.
We're here. Think she can't hear us.
Oh. Sister Ozile, are you winning with your daughter there?
I phoned Lungelo to send me the copy, and think he mistakenly sent me the ETQA document. And
I'm suggesting
now my daughter sent me the moderation plan, so but I haven't printed it, so I'll print it afterwards, because now it's going to just mess me up. I've got the document that I'm looking at now.
Perfect. I wanted to suggest, if your daughter is out, that she prints it for you. Then you just have to fill in. And I hope you are writing on an exam pad in the meantime.
Yes, I'm doing that for now.
Okay, no, it's fine then.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I can't hear you apparently, but you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
Sis
you.
Bridget.
Welcome. Okay, we were on number 10, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're having issue. We had load shedding, so the electricity just came back now. So iyangena iyaphuma iyabaleka. So yes, business Eskom ne technology. Okay. So in terms of when you prepare for moderation, obviously you're going to require a venue where you're going to have to do your moderation. Ne?
Right.
And then obviously then remember now because of COVID, I don't know if also Daisy took you through this whole thing. In terms of COVID, you need to ensure that your safety team or your compliance team is there, you know, those kind of things. Ne? But then also you can just take and add if there's anything in your manual to say, what do you do? What do you prepare? How do you prepare for moderation? I think it should be in your moderation manual. So you can just add that other information there, but it's the examples venue, you would need your venue, you'd need maybe your compliance team and stuff like that. That is how you do it.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if were you supposed to go to the pre-moderation or was it just the plan that you were going to do? What is the plan?
We were going through the whole document, Ma'am Bridget, and then after that, Mrs. Oyenza, the one that you are sharing right now. So we're supposed to start with this one, the whole document, the whole 8 pages. And
Or
then
the
after
whole-
that, yes.
Okay, so now we're going to pre-moderation, moderation preparation.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think that one, Iba Ampur like straight because there it says learner sample, ne? And then you're going to use either maybe the mock 1 or the mock 2, whereby you're going to do your sampling. Let's say if one learner is, my surname is Malele and my name is Bridget, and then you put in the learner. Remember, you are using your mock evidence. So when you use your mock evidence, you check and see all the information in terms of the name, the surname, the learner ID, and if the unit standard is there and everything else. Yeah? So you are going to put in, let's say my name, you say surname is Malele, my name is Bridget. If I gave you my ID, you are going to put in the ID. Because remember, the information that needs to go on this document is the information that has been given on your portfolio of evidence. So if you are a moderator, remember you moderate to make sure that all your evidence is there. Did the learner fill in all the information? Did he give you what is required in terms of the requirement as per the portfolio of evidence? If it's there, you put an ID. If not, you put not provided. And then unit standard completed, you will then put in the unit standard whereby that you know they were using. If it's telephone skills, you just get the unit standard number and just put telephone skills. If it's something else, or maybe if it's assessor, I'm just making an example. Then you put in the unit standard or facilitator 178781 and you put facilitator. Does it make sense?
Right.
Good. And then now ETD staff sample, ne? Which is your assessor. Obviously, the ETD is education and training and development staff. So it means what? It is your team. Ne? So now, who is there? Who is the assessor? Let's say, I think it was one of them, it was Mute, something, ne?
P. Smith.
On one of the mock evidence.
Yes.
The one was Smith, the other one was, the second one, I did not say. Dennis Mutla.
David or Dennis, something like that. Okay? So you are going to put in the information there. So if Dennis or David has actually given you the assessor ID number as well, you are going to put there. If not, you're going to say it's not provided. As I said, I'm reinstating this. The information that needs to go on here is the information that has been supplied on your mock evidence.
Okay.
Ne? Because if it's not supplied, what are you going to do to prepare? So obviously then your ETD staff is Malele Bridget, which is the name, the access and ID number. Let's say my one is AMA 16680. You write that. And then your unit standard assess, then you put the same unit standard that you are actually assessing or you are moderating. Okay, remember Daisy was, I think also, because when I'm work, somewhere I listen, somewhere I don't, when I go up and down. Somewhere that you were actually moderating minutes, somewhere you were moderating telephone skills, somewhere you were moderating certain samples, isn't it?
Yes.
You choose what is it that you are going to moderate. So now let's say if you are choosing to moderate your telephone skills, obviously it has a unit standard. You put in there your unit standard and you put in telephone skills. Okay,
Right.
which is I think on 1.2 under your ETD staff. Now you go to 1.3, documents in moderation sample. So obviously talking about documentations in your moderation sample. So you're going to put those in.
Okay.
What your assessment guide and your assessment toolkit, you will write them in there. If you've got your alignment strategy and facilitation schedule, you'll also write in there. If you are also going to sort of now your sample, you're going to check and see, did the assessor provide you with the assessment registration number or whatever? If it's there, you're going to put in there, but your comments would have to say you have received or not. Received yes or not. Then from there, if they provided you with the assessor registration information, yes, you put yes. But if not, you're going to say not provided or not supplied. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does make sense, Ms. Bridget.
Under there, put in the documents, samples that you have.
Yes. Okay.
You name them and you say you tick either yes if you've received. If you haven't, it's a no. And if you've got maybe want to put comments, you put comments. Remember, as a moderator, you moderate what you see, what was actually supplied to you, and you use your sample and you moderate on it. And remember, your feedback might not be the same based on what you are moderating.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Clear, right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Number one.
Number one. Can we move on?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Masinte joined in or still not in? Okay, it's fine. Let's continue. Validation of assessors and candidates. It clear, validation, I agree you validate.
Yeah.
I agree that's about validation, confirm, okay, assessor or from the information that was given, is the candidate the very same right candidate as per the POE that I received? Because sometimes I might actually have Charity Mukwebo's POE, but then in front and I put Bridget's name. So as a moderator, when you go in, you check in, okay, I see they put in Bridget Malela, which is the one that is actually the owner of the portfolio of evidence. Do I have her ID? Do I have her CV? Do I have her qualifications? If yes, you tick. And then you put in your comments. If not, that's when you can say, learner info and the documentations received are not the same. Now you are trying to eat up. Now you are picking up. There's something fraudulent around here. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you also go in terms of the CETA registration report, your assessment scope validated. So you're going to sort of now tick, 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 tick if it's provided or it doesn't meet the requirements, or or if it meets the requirements in terms of what has been given there. Is it valid? Remember, we're dealing with validity, authenticity, and all those kind of things. And in terms of, yes, so you are going to validate that. ID, CV, your qualifications. Do they meet the requirements? Remember, the unit standard also gives you the requirement. Can you remember?
Right.
So now you are going to say, as per the unit standard or as per what is required, does whatever information that's been given to you, does it meet requirements or does it not meet requirements? Then you tick. Are we together? Do we understand what needs to happen here?
So far, yes.
So far. Charity?
Yes,
Mukwe.
yes, Ma'am Bridget.
Ma'am Bridget,
Hello.
lapha with a small finding, bona ama rating ranges from 1 to 4 for each main criteria. Under the not meet requirement, not yet met the requirement, do we use those 1 up to 4, or we just tick as you are saying?
Let me sort of maybe say this. Ne? Sometimes something does not meet requirement. Obviously, it's either a 0. But if let's say it gives you, you can also rate it as per your ratings given there. In terms of no evidence, which is a 0, does not meet requirements. If it's insufficient, you can say maybe it was given, maybe the ID and the CV, but the scholastic documentations that I received, hey, I didn't satisfy nyana, ne? So you can say insufficient evidence or maybe sufficient evidence given, you know, or if it meets all the above, you can just put in the meet requirements, which is either 4 or either 3 or whatever. You can still use those, no problem.
So that is what I was asking, Ma'am Bridget. We are not ticking, we are writing numbers.
Put your ratings, because remember, I don't know what are you validating. So validate as per whatever it is, but then maybe use your ratings. I think best use your ratings.
Okay.
Because that will be clear in terms of, you know, knowing how much information do you have or how much information was given to you. Your ratings, I think, is better.
All right, thank you.
Anything else? Can you continue? I think that document, it gives you, it's the same information, né? And then you just given your overall findings in terms of what is it that you found based on the comments that you did, and you put in your findings on the overall. And then also still you go to number 11, assessors registration and scope in line with the program requirements. If yes, then you go to in terms of your ratings. If no, then you also still use your ratings, but remember, if you put in anything that's either does not meet or somewhere in the middle, maybe just put in comments so that a person can understand it, because of, remember, you are an internal moderator. There is a verifier, which is from the SETA. So if they actually look at the documentations as the evidence that you did, they would also want to see, why did you say 3? Then your 3 would be given by your comments, based on the comments that you made. I said 3 because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that was not either maybe provided or supplied. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Oh, Kirim, tell me you're gone again. Ish.
No, we're still here, Ma'am Bridget.
Still here. Okay.
Yes.
So the same thing, assessor contracts, administration in line with the SETA requirement. If yes, let's say if maybe you are provided with the assessor registration documents, ne? Or maybe the scope, the assessor scope, whereby they say the person, the assessor that actually assessed the file has telephone skills, then you say, oh yes, it does. Obviously, then it means it is in line with the SETA requirements and the contracts and the administration and everything. It is in line with what is required by the SETA. But if not, that's when you say, no. the person doesn't have any telephone skills, the person has never, because remember the CV also helps you. That is the reason why we say send your CV as well, because we want to see your experience. Because at times we're saying a person that needs to assess must be a subject matter expert, an SME. Okay. We cannot assess something you don't know. Imagine Nikki Asa driving, and next thing I don't even know what is driving all about. Do you think I'll be doing fair assessment?
No.
No, you won't.
So you must be an SME, subject matter expert. So now if you are, then you will be meeting the requirements as per the CETA specifications. Clear?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so the same thing, Hanzeli Araba, those questions is the very same thing. Assessor learner allocations reasonable and manageable. If you say, yeah, oh yeah, yes, it is, you know, it is actually a manageable, you know, in terms of the allocations that were done for the assessor, and you say tick or yes, or you say 4, you know, use your rating. But remember, can I get you when I moderator in? I'm just giving examples. I don't know what you're moderating, but I'm just giving information in terms of, you know, the kind of examples that you might use. Are we clear? Then you put in your comments and your decision. Do you think the person, let's say the assessor, meet the program and CETA requirements in terms of registration and subject matter expertise? If it's no, you tick in no. If it's yes, you say yes. Because obviously the information that you gave up there would support what? Your decision. Okay. Leon assessors have been duly contracted, briefed on program assessment requirements. If there's evidence that says that's been done, yes. If not, it's no. Assessor candidate ratio is suitable and in line with CETA requirements. If yes, yes. If no, no. Every straight jacket. Yeah, why in piece work side tape. Does it make sense? So your decisions that you are going to give on there, you would tick yes or no in terms of what decision are you giving in terms of, remember you were using the sample, who are you moderating? Then you put in the information there and you say, yes, your decision, is it right or is it wrong? Any questions?
Nope, for now.
Nothing for now. We clear. Okay, candidate validation. Obviously, I can look at your learner information again, the one that you're validating. The one that you'll be moderating again.
Yes.
So you put in the information. If the ID is there, please make sure that you write the information. If it's not provided, just put not provided. Don't leave it open as is, because remember, we need to make sure that you have checked that the learner has provided you with an ID. You have checked that the unit standard was actually supplied, and you know that the learner that you're actually validating is the right learner for the right POE. Okay. And then you go down to evidence evaluation, ID, CV, qualifications. It is still your number one evidence that is required. If the external moderator doesn't actually find these things, we are in trouble. So you must make sure that it's inside. So meaning that if it's not there, it means the facilitator didn't do the work. The assessor did not also assess fairly in terms of what she or he received. So you must make sure that all that information in terms of the evidence that was given to you is correct. Do you have to go line by line on that thing? I think that one just gives all the information. It's just for you to rate, ne?
Yes, it's similar like the previous one.
Yes. Clear, Amanda?
Yebo.
Why is I only hear the two of you? I can't hear the you. Aren't you supposed to be three?
I hear you as well.
Okay, all right. Please just one. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm in the office. I'm alone, and people are collecting certificates. So I've quickly just gone and check and see if there's anyone there. Sorry.
Okay.
I hear someone talking on at the door. All right. So this one then it's clear. It's similar to the other one. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Still your decisions at the bottom. And then your comparative moderation results, which is your ASA validation. It says candidate name and surname, you still put in there, your ID and everything. And then your ID, CVs and whatever, is it there? Yes or no? CETA scope and registration, is it there? Yes or no? If it's there, if anything it's required, you can say maybe it's not even applicable or not provided, it's none or whatever. Ne? SLA, the service level agreement, code of conduct, if it's there, there's none. Assessor, candidate ratio, if it's there, or supplied, or if not, it's none. Rating per assessor. If it's rare, you can change supplied. If not, none. Clear, simple, straight.
Ma'am Bridget, is this for me or for the sample learner?
For the learner.
Okay.
For the learner.
Okay.
I think it says candidate muloto and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
All
of
right.
ICV scholastics information, which is the qualification and stuff. Then if there's a CETA scope and registration that was actually given, those ones are, remember, CETA scope and registration are for the assessors. The learner doesn't have registration. Remember, the person that has a registration ID is the assessor. If there was a service level agreement or the code of conduct for the assessor that was there, and even for the learner, yes. If not, it has to be both. Not the SLA. The SLA is only for the assessor, but the code of conduct, remember, it's for the learner. If it's in the POE, ne? Then if also for the assessor, if it's there, yes, then you put in there. Then assessor and candidates ratio, if it's there, yes, provided. If not, just put none.
Okay.
Ne?
Okay.
Yo, yeah, candidate validation also same. Candidate name there, a candidate administration, none. If it's there, just put provided, or yeah, provided. If it's there, provided. If not, put none. Then you just put in your rating again.
Right.
See the rating again. Okay. And then overall moderation area, your overall rating, it will be based on what you have put in there. Ne? It's either not yet competent or whatever, or not whatever, it's poor. The general comments will be either poor in documentation given, or assessment was not fairly done. You know, just put in your comments. And you put in your overall findings. Assessor validation, was it right? Did you get all the assessor information on that for that learner? Information for the assessor, your code of conduct and everything. Good. Provided, yes, no. Candidate validation, this was it found, yes or no? If not, that was all of them not provided, very poor. Then you put your overall findings. I can it's a muloto or later man.
Yeah.
Ne?
Between Lotto and Smith.
Eh?
I say it's either Lotto or that EP Smith.
Yeah, so whichever that. So, all right. Then we go
Ma'am?
to, yes.
Before you go, Bengcela, like where you do your overall, I'm just asking a question, Jay. Is it advisable to put the when I'm asking my assessor decisions, we spoke about the strengths and the weakness. So in Lana again, is it also advisable to comment on what's good and then state good who overall comment, or we just go straight to the point?
Yes, and you can go straight to the point as long as it will make sense to the person that will be validating what you're actually saying.
Oh,
If
okay.
not, for the person to actually understand what you're saying, you can go a little further. If you say poor, obviously all the information that you gave me up there, it will reflect as poor. But if you say moderate, what is moderate for me?
Then I have to be specific.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we right?
Thanks.
Yes.
Moderation decision iyafana naleyana phezulu.
Right.
Tika nakhona laphana, or you using your ratings the same cross-sample moderation report. Yeah, but in a candidate, your candidates meet entry requirement of program, special needs identified. If they were whatever, sometimes yes, the candidate meets the entry requirements, but when the special needs are identified, no. So obviously it won't actually go to the number 4, excellent evidence. Ne? It might actually go in there maybe to say maybe sufficient evidence, maybe anything we validate comments. You can maybe just put in maybe certain things in terms of special needs that were not fully identified. Because sometimes the learner supplies you with the learner information form, remember. And it has maybe on those forms, they ask you in terms of your disabilities, your special needs. Can you remember that form at the beginning? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So that, remember, as a moderator, you check all those things because that's where you pick up if your learner special needs were identified based on the information that was given to you by the learner. So if maybe they said hearing, so obviously somewhere in terms of your assessor reporting, you'd say special needs that were identified, maybe learner was either placed in front of the row because of the hearing, whereby the learner didn't hear properly, so it had to be nearer. So you did identify that the learner has a hearing problem, so he needs to be right in front so that it's easier for the learner to listen. Does it make sense? So we'll check each and every little thing. Does it make sense? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, it does make sense, Ma'am Bridget.
Then I meet him, come and need disappear the food.
No, okay.
Okay, so still in terms of recruitment, selection, and entry process followed. If they have followed, put in your 4. If not, 0, no evidence is reflected. Or maybe it is reflected, but it's insufficient. Ne? So Lapo, you just use your ratings in terms of the questions that were asked. Do I need to go further?
Sorry, Ma'am Bridget, I caught up with something.
Okay, I'm saying, do I have to go down that list? I think the list is just clear. ask you questions. They're only for you, just for you to validate based on what you have on your evidence, on your mock evidence.
Yes.
You will actually.
You don't have to go through the whole list, Ma'am Bridget.
Yeah, because then this would actually go back to what you have, the evidence that you have, and you would actually rate according to the evidence that's been given. Ne?
Yes.
Okay. And then moderation review. Your comments about yo, it's poor workmanship. Yeah, the assessor, I shame. It shows that the person is not actually an SMME, because if the was a correct one, the assessor would have identified, because remember when you do your assessment report, you put comments on there. Okay. So the moderator would actually pick up in terms of why did you say the person does not meet requirements, or the person is NYC on a specific assessment criteria. Then you say, okay, the comments would say this and that. So the assessor would have picked that up. But if the assessor says, no, the person is competent, and when you go in there and you check and see, but how is the person competent if the person didn't supply this? And if the person, the learner has been asked this question, and the learner sort of now goes and answer his or her own way, and the assessor says the person is actually competent, there's something wrong with this assessor. Poor workmanship, ne?
Yes.
Yeah, just put in your reviews. And that's it. Are we right?
All good.
Yeah, I think the concurrent post moderation things, the same thing. Do I have to go down? Do you want me to go down? Or at least whatever, it makes sense. Started, and when you go to this post moderation, that is now after moderation and everything else. So now it's still asks you certain information. Did you receive yes or no? What are the comments? And you just respond.
Okay. That's it.
Does it make sense? I could, like, let's say on your, I'm not going to say learner sample, ETD sample, that's the same thing again. Then you go to your documents in moderation sample, it's still the same question code. Let's say your alignment strategy and facilitation schedule. Was it received? Yes or no? What is your comment? Your master assessment guide and assessment toolkit is the same thing on top there. Was it received? Yes or no?
No.
If no, what is the comment? Ne? Then you go down to your status. So in terms of your moderation sample, it has to be the same on top of the one that you wrote on top. It must be the same information. It can't be different. If it's different, something is not right there. Ne?
Okay.
Then you get your learner status. It says learners registered. And then you put in the number of the learners that were registered. If there were a number of dropouts, you put in there, you put in the total learners that are remaining. Maybe if maybe you had about, did they give is there an assessment report that was given on that mock evidence?
Assessment report. I think so.
Because remember, in terms of the learner status, you need learners that were registered. Maybe we'll say we had about 10 learners, maybe 4 that were registered were 4. There were dropouts. Learners that were remaining are so many, number of learners competent to date, how many are they? Learners that are not yet competent, that kind of information. Because remember, you can only get information until, I think, on your report. Do you have any report? Is there any report that was given to you guys?
With the mock evidence.
Yeah, from your mock evidence.
On page 24,
Page 30, they gave us the results of the assessor course on mock 1.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if that's the one which you're referring to, Ma'am Bridget.
I don't even have any material. I'm just looking at my laptop and I'm looking at just a moderation sample thing, a document. So I'm asking if what information is given. Please hold on a sec for me. Ne? Just 1 second. Let me see if I can pick up something. I can find something. Hold on. Hey, now I can't remember moderator. I did my moderator. I'm sure 2001. That's long. Ne?
That's 10 years down the line.
Okay, I'm just going through. I think I found mock evidence 1. I hope it's the same thing that you guys have. Hey, you see the learner and whatever on that thing, the learner did not sign, the assessor did not sign. So you as the moderator, you must sign, but because if it's not signed there, so meaning that you either have to sign in there. So whatever evidence that was given to you, at least the unit standard is there, candidate's full name and whatever is not there. Hey, can you see all these things? But they say the learner is 100%. Anja. No information given. So
That's what we were debating about this morning when we were doing that mock evidence.
Because those are the things that you look, because remember, there's the principles of assessment. So you are saying, did the assessor do the correct thing? If the learner hasn't actually given you this and that, how's the person 100%? So there's no fairness. So those are the little things. When you do your moderation report, that is all the information, the things that you pick up that the assessor did not do. And then if the learner also gave the sufficient evidence, because that will determine if the learner is 100%. But if not, you can't say 100%. So those are the comments that you found that you will put in there and state. Here's a sense of it. Assessor did not sign, the learner did not sign, nothing was picked up, no comment, nothing. Nyabonuti assay you fly by night.
Amele si report le.
Okay. No. I think there is results of the assessor course. I think somewhere at the back page 30 or something. I'm looking at evidence 1.
Yes, page 30.
So you see there are learners.
Yeah, it gives you the results of assessor course.
Yes. What I'm saying is that when you have that kind of, when I was referring to the learner status, I was referring to this to say I've got 14 learners or whatever. There's someone knocking at the door. Please hold on for me.
Can you see that in that results thing? That I don't see that Smith guy.
Ma'am Thokozile, there's one thing which I also realized in this. I believe this is the list of the learners, but our learner as Dube is not here.
It's not there.
Yeah, it's not on this list.
Mm.
I wonder if this is the correct list which was supposed to be here or.
No, there's no Dube. With me also in that first one, the person who has signed the first page is different from all of, is not here and is not Dube, it's someone else. So this one is just a mess.
Yeah, I also have the same one, which the person who signed here, it's not any of these people here.
Who is it? Is it Mfega?
I've got Mthokozisi, Mfega, Daniel. Is it Daniel Dale?
Here I have Simule Johanna Mfega.
I think they just completed, but it was supposed to be blank.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry for that. But do you see the learner information, the learner status?
Yes, Ma'am Bridget.
Yeah, then sort of now.
But there's one thing which we just picked up on this list.
Yeah.
The learner which is in question, or the learner which we're dealing with here, or the learner which was sampled, it's not on this list.
Who's the learner?
As Dube.
So now you want me to go in and say. So the learner that's been sampled is S. Dube.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now S. Dube is actually one of the learner they gave you the PO year S. Dube.
Yes.
But the learner is not part of the report.
Not at all. It's not here.
I think that is part of the information that you actually moderate.
Moderate, yes.
You see what we're saying?
Yeah.
That is given to you. Is it valid?
It's not.
No.
So now you are going to put in, so that is why somewhere where you actually put in your comment or your overall comments, that it was poor manship, poor workmanship lab. Because how do you give me evidence here someone on register? I mean, when you come to class, you send a register. And you know how many in that register. So now how do I get someone that was not part of your class?
Yeah.
So as a moderator, those are the things that you moderate. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So as a moderator, moderation is just to make sure did the assessor do the right thing. Each checklist, like these checklists, they actually keep you in line in terms of what is it that the assessor was supposed to have done. Did they supply this? Did the learner supply? Did the assessor check and see to ensure that the learner supplied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And if the assessor has established that no, but the learner has not supplied me with sufficient evidence, you can never go back and say your learner is competent 100%. Then something is not there, it's not right. Then you then go back and say, what principles of assessment did this assessor follow actually? Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's it. So, it's clear.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Your construct, you put in your learner information and everything, your assessor name. Still up, you still use your ratings. Ne?
Mm-hmm.
Assessment details. Maybe your portfolio of index or checklist. Was it supplied? Is it sufficient? Does it meet requirements? Does it not meet requirement? You put in your ratings. And then progress sheet completed as per the strategy or rollout schedule. If it is, yes, you take it meets the requirement, or maybe you say 4, you know, and then if it doesn't, you put in somewhere in the middle, yes, it is, but it's not sufficient or insufficient, or it's above the standard evidence that's required, you know, so those kind of things just put in there. And then you just learner preparation was the learner. Remember with Daisy as well, when she started, I think she also speaks about you prepare the learner either for assessment or for moderation, or you prepare the assessor for moderation, but the learner is prepared for assessment. I get how you don't moderate the learner, you moderate the assessor.
Yes. So I must prepare the assessor. The assessor would be the one preparing the candidate.
Remember, when I assess and prepare the learner and say the learner, please remember, or maybe on the whatever date, this is what we're going to be assessing you on this unit standard and whatever. So depending also if are you doing offsite or on-site. Because if you do on-site, it means somewhere when you do your assessment, you are there. And when you do also moderation, is the assessor there when you do the moderation? So now we said we're doing it what? Offsite. So meaning that the assessor might not be there, but he will be prepared to say, we are going to moderate these number, the 25% of the files that I've requested. Please give me these learners. I'm going to moderate you on whatever. So the person is prepared and they know, oh, yo, I'm going to be in trouble. I hope I did everything right. Again, so remember when you were doing facilitation, assessor, and you are preparing the learner, you are giving letters, one letter number 2, letter number 3. It's just to sort of now to also prepare the person to say, I think I need more evidence. Can I please send more evidence of either the learner or either, those kind of things. So it's preparation to make sure that the person is not caught off guard. He is aware or she is aware that moderation is going to take place, and then all the required evidence is there. Or if I've missed and I know Charity was supposed, or Amanda was supposed to have sent me his or her ID, and I said, yo, kind of moderation is going to take place. They say they're going to start, or they're asking for files. Yo, Amanda, please send me that ID, the certified one. It has to be within three months, those kind of things. So preparation helps you to remember certain things that you are missing. Then you can actually quickly prepare and send. Maggottson, does it make sense?
Yes,
loud and clear.
Yes, it does.
Yes. So now you're also going to read all those things, ne? Assessment process, assessment recording and administration was completed. Remember, there is now part of the report whereby you put in your recording in terms of is the learner competent, not yet competent, and all the information. Is that administration? So you're going to check on your document that you have and say, was all those things completed? Is there a reassessment or a coaching sheet that is there, which is actually if the learner was reassessed? Because somewhere, maybe the assessor might say, the learner was reassessed. So is there a reassessment sheet whereby the learner and the assessor signed? I think in your portfolios, you also find those reassessment things, ne? So is the evidence that was given whereby the learner or the assessor said, learner has to be reassessed, and if the learner was reassessed, is there evidence that is it in the file? If not, then you're going to put in there. How do you say you have reassessed, but I can't see the evidence? Okay. The recording of it, remember we spoke about, is it valid? Is the information given? Is it correct? Is it 100% like he says? Is it valid? Is it a fair assessment that was done? Or was it also valid in terms of evidence that was received? Is it Bridget's evidence that was received, but it's Amanda's file that I received? It doesn't make sense. So it means somewhere something is not right here and the assessor did not pick it up. It's clear.
Loud and
Loud and clear.
Yeah, yes.
So the evidence is the same thing and stuff like that. There you, in terms of evidence, just look in terms of principles of assessment. Ne?
The evidence.
In your overall findings, the same thing. Now you're comparing the moderation results. Then there you're going to put in terms of your findings. I think this one is also similar to something at the above there. Can you see that? Whereby you got your assessment details, your process, your evidence. Is it also poor? Is it good? Is it excellent? But remember, as I said, your ratings from 0 to 4 will determine your output on this one, on number 3. Do I have to go continue? Or right?
you can continue, Ma'am Bridget.
Hello, I think I've lost you somewhere there.
We can hear you.
I think the information is similar.
We can hear you.
So the information there on number 3 is based in terms of your findings above. It's similar to the first one that we did on top there. Can you remember? And then you put in your decisions and you sign as a moderator. Don't forget to sign. Ne? Don't forget to sign because you will be the same as the assessor that did not sign. So you sign, remember you're using what? A green pen. Ne?
Okay.
Yes.
And then your cross-sample moderation report, you also still use the same ratings. You rate. Okay.
Right.
I don't have to because if I think it's similar to on top as well. So here added 1 or 2 other things because now we're looking mostly in terms of what was given in terms of the evidence, but it's the same thing like the top.
Yeah.
I think Rafedi it's okay.
Yes.
And you tick molecular class assessment tools, moderation checklist. Those you tick according to the questions that were asked. And that's that. I'm sure Rafedi it's okay. Any questions?
On this one, it's still good. It
Still
was
good.
loud and clear.
Clear.
No questions for now.
I know sometimes when a person still sort of it's easy to understand. But when you have to start doing the work, then you say, huh? On this one, it mostly there's questions you ask, you answer, and the only answer you'll find it's in your mock evidence, and that's it. You check and see if they say, did the learners give an ID? And if it's not in there, and the assessor says yes, and you say, huh? No, it was not submitted. So that is where you will then get your reporting or your comments and your overall, because comments to say, you know, learner did not submit sufficient evidence. For example, no ID, no qualifications, no whatever, and learner did not even sign. So now how do you say you've got Bridget's POE where she did not sign? and the Bridget is not even on the register. So that was evident that Bridget is a kiki fly by night. Because no pages were signed by the learner. How sure are we? You don't even have my ID, you don't even have my qualifications, you don't even have my CV. How sure are you that it's definitely my portfolio?
Yeah.
And I don't even make part of the register. Where do I come from?
Yeah, it's a ghost learner.
Yes, that's that.
Ma'am Bridget,
Yes.
just for clarity, when if it happens that the learner, we don't have most of the information, for example, the ID, and in most cases it's not there. I'm just making an example irrespective of the mock book. And it happens that CV, it's there and it has the ID. I do not have to say it's not there. I can always say it's there, but I indicate with my comments that it is there through ECV.
No.
That is just for my general knowledge in future.
It's not supplied. We can never ask for it in your POE, and then we say it's okay, it's written. Because remember, especially when we upload learners on the CETA side, on Indicium, you do not upload using a learner form, because the learner, and sometimes you find that the ID, let's say my date of birth, my date of birth is actually supposed to be the 20th of January, and they put in the 22nd. You know it's wrong because of Home Affairs did it wrong. But you want to go and write the correct one because you know it's right. Now it kicks off on the Indicium, which is linked to Home Affairs. It says, sorry, the ID is wrong because your ID as per the your Home Affairs, it says 22, not 20. It doesn't matter what your clinic the clinic card says.
The clinic,
card says 20, but Home Affairs says 22. You use what Home Affairs says. So what is valid is for me to get the correct document, which is the learner ID, not the form or the CV. There could be an.
I'm answered.
Answered.
Thank you.
Question before I say goodbye. Any other question?
Nothing for now.
For now, no.
Okay.
We will maintain on that.
Yeah.
We will maintain on saying no questions for now.
Wonderful. Then Masente is your guy then.
Thank you.
If we're done, we're done. And goodbye for now for
As
me.
you have indicated.
Yeah. You were saying?
She seems to have gotten cut.
Oh, Askis. So I think for now, what Masanta asked me to help you with, I think I'm done. If you don't have any questions, can I leave you guys? Love and leave you? And then I
it's
can
okay.
just help.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I don't know if Daisy sort of now mentioned what time are you knocking off or your lunchtime or whatever. It's now 1:05 now. Or do you want me to ask her?
Yeah, let's find out what next. Thanks.
You can ask her. I will drop for now because electricity is back. We need to put back the electricity so that we can switch off the generator.
Are you dropping now?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine.
we just need to put back the electricity because the generator, we need to save petrol and all that.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Sorry, I got cut now from with Daisy again. So because she was actually trying to find out exactly where I said right up to the end until the last page, 3 pages where it says using the moderation guide, and where you know those are just questions you'll just answer. So I said actually we finished nearly the whole thing. It's just those last 2 pages using the moderation guide that were supposed to be done. But those are just questions and you just
questions. Yes.
So I don't know if she was going to go in because I got cut, Liana. So I don't know if she's actually joining or what, because she says the class is supposed to start. So I don't know what time did she say you're going to go for lunch? Are you having lunch? Yeah? Are you taking lunch or are you not taking lunch?
We are here,
I'm saying,
but Charity left, if I'm not.
Yes, Charity said she's actually,
He's going to
off their generator and coming back.
Okay, I think we'll just have to finish once. Me, electricity is leaving at 2 o'clock, so I'm okay though.
And mine too.
Maybe for now, just hang in there, and I'm gonna try phone Daisy again, and I've got someone that's going to come in to collect. That's why I'm doing 2 things at the same time.
At the same time, okay.
That's one stone. Now I've got a person that's I think coming to collect the results.
Okay.
Okay. I've got results. What look like? So check again. Just 1 second. Yeah. Yo, guys, I have to check the submission. So I'm going to have to love and leave you. And then I will just get Uncle Clifford to phone Mom Daisy to join. Ne? But you just that we've done until at the last, because I told her that the only last thing that was left, it was just that last using the moderation guide.
The guide part.
The questions you ask, you say yes or no, you comment, and that's it. I think that's the only thing that's left anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's that. They better tick yes or no, and then comment, and everything is done.
Right.
We clear for now. Like you said.
I think we are.
Okay, my darling. So I'm gonna leave you because I've got someone now I've got to check the submission files. Ne?
Okay, thanks.
Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Whatever telephone number you put now, and the fax number there, 011 is the telephone number. Listen, to make our life easy. And the fax number, which is F, let's say 011, let's say 451-6677. The email address, let's say is charity. We are the ETQA, ne?
Right.
Yes.
No, remember you can't be the referent, the player. This one's coming to check you. Ne?
Right.
This now the ETQA is doing is now them. We are the ETQA for your company for TMP when I charity. Ne?
Yeah.
Contact person is Charity Love. Ne? Assessor name, they're doing for the company at Dennis Mutlene.
Okay.
Registration number, he doesn't have Dennis. I not reaching. ID number not written. Yeah. Telephone number of Dennis, I think is 015. I can't remember.
015.
Email, I think is Dennis at Pauli.
Pauli.
Moderator details is you. Let's say you, I'm talking Togozile. Oh, I want Togozile. No problem. Or I think I'm gonna use to remove this. We have a registration number.
No.
Yeah, that. I'm giving a fake one.
Yeah.
Your ID number, you put it.
Right.
That's your ID number. Telephone number is you, remember. Moderator
Right.
is you.
Okay.
012. You put your number. Your email address is Togozile at you put that, ne?
Right.
You understand that? Because it was that. It was process incoming and outgoing calls again.
Of course. Right.
Reason for whatever for but the type for moderation or reasons for of assessment. It was not RPL. It was like, let me say, it's for maybe skills program. You can write maybe a workshop, whatever, what you want to write. I guess
Right.
number of PFEs or percentage, number of PFEs, let's say we did what? 25.
Yes.
And let's say maybe
5%.
let's say 12, 13,
13.
and it's 25%. But I can write yours.
Yeah, we'll write whatever. Yeah.
Name of the learners, Tabiseng, Moloto, ne?
Right.
You write the names of those learners, okay?
Right.
Yeah, that she's moderated. Was the special need identified? Now I'm going to say none.
No, it was not.
Hey, you don't have to write mine. Hey.
Yeah, but I don't think I saw any written here as well, but yeah, you can check, double check and see.
Yeah, so this evaluator is evaluated against the following principles. You go through that, then approved, you write yes or no, and then from there, you write your recommendations, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're endorsing the results or you're not endorsing them. Are we together? On that part, based on that, correct? Either you are agreeing with whatever, you write your comments based on the top one. Ne?
Okay.
And recommendation, you go the same thing here. Evidence was valid, current, sufficient, whatever. You write yes or no based on your findings on those reports.
Those reports,
after
right.
decisions, yeah?
Yeah.
Moderation. Remember, this is external now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after you've done that, you write your comments. You do right up to the end. Again, with your comments, all of them, you read the process, everything that was done. Ne? Learner support and guidance was there available for us. Exist what was ASA registered for the qualification? You don't even know because remember there was no registration number.
No registration number.
Then you complete based on what you saw on the moderator's report. Ne?
Right.
Type of evidence in this case was direct evidence. Okay.
Right.
Then you go, list questions if any had requested or remark, whatever, and why is it done? You attach the memo, amendments to the marking memo. Remember that memo, if it was there, you write that. I get. Then you go, part C, workplace evidence. You do that, you check if at all the evidence is sufficient. According to that, was it valid? It was not, because remember, it was Ntabiseng and Dennis Mutle. It was not even authentic, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're right. Workplace process, whether it was systematic, all that. Then you do your overall comments. Ne?
Right.
As a moderator, you sign it in your green pen, you put a date, then internal moderator, remember? Ne?
Internal moderator comments, overall comments.
Yeah. Remember now you're running external moderator is Charity Mokwebo. Internal moderator is you. So you can choose any fake name for external moderator from the seat. I get.
Right.
Yeah. Then the ETQA report approved by full name of the external computer of the external moderator, which is from the ETQA sign. And then that's it. In Zomalenda.
It's beginning to make sense.
Eh?
It's beginning to make sense, the process.
Yeah. So now we've done now all our reports. So for your homework, you're going to finish now the moderation report, the ETQA, the ASA decisions. Are we okay with that?
All good, loud and clear.
The 3 ASA decisions.
The remaining ones, yeah. Let's go now to our POE to see how far we are. Up to here, I think we are done. If I'm moving too fast, let me know.
Page 14. Oh.
I got all this is done.
The admin is done.
Yeah, the admin we did yesterday.
Yeah. So up to here we are done. And this one I've helped you today. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are done. Okay. So we must be here now. Case study 1. Am I correct?
Case study. What page is that? Oh, practical.
34.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask Charity to read this for me?
Page 34.
Okay. Can I carry on? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you. Please start. Read the case study 1 up to here.
Okay. Case study 1. Pretend that you have been appointed as the chief internal moderator for SMM corporate trainers, and you have been tasked to manage the moderation process. Bearing in mind the kind of information moderators should have access to in order to make fair judgment, prepare a checklist that assessors and moderators could use to ensure that the latter has all the information he or she needs. Use a tabular format for your checklist and include at least the information indicated in table 3 below. To help you, we have included a brief description of headings in the table and have filled in one line as an example. Should I carry on to the table? Hello? Mom Daisy?
Hello, I'm talking to myself. I forgot to unmute myself. Hey, sorry.
No problem.
I've been talking. Then, okay. Now we know that we are now the moderator here. Ne?
Yes.
We are the senior moderator for SMM. Akir.
Yes.
And you must manage the moderation process. Akir.
Yes.
And you must know what information you must have for these moderators. Ne? So that you must make sure that both the moderator, remember, if you're the chief, we are now responsible for both moderators and assessors. Okay.
Yes.
And now, here now they've given you there's aspects to be moderated. Remember when we're doing our assessment decisions, we broken down. Okay. They're giving you here that now you must focus either on the process, assessment process, the instrument, which are the question papers, the memos, the checklist, the appeals procedure, the reassessment, the feedback form. You can decide. Okay, like, ne? And now, depending on what you plan to moderate, you must know which document are you going to write that information that you're going to moderate on this one. Okay, like, ne? And now, you must now indicate like who is responsible to give you that document. Ne? Like insufficiency of evidence. Who is collecting evidence in the assessment and assessing it? Hello?
The assessor.
It's the assessor.
And now the assessor, in order to know
it's the
that
assessor.
yes, lovely. In order for the assessor to know or the evidence is sufficient or whatever, what document will the assessor have? Where will the assessor know for it? No, I don't have enough. But which part the POE is why there are questions. Don't you think on the assessment plan, that's where she'll have now
all the information.
The information that will check you that what is the evidence sufficient? Because now remember on the assessment plan, it will tell you that for this unit standard, you need 3 questions, the checklist and whatever.
Okay.
Are we together?
Assessment instruments and all that, yes.
Yes. And now on the appeals, I'm giving that the next one. On this one, the next one, let's choose another one. Aspect to be moderated, or let's say maybe let me say here, one aspect to be moderator. Let me say now, I want to moderate the assessment policy. You know what I'm saying? And who must give me the assessment policy? Where will I get the assessment policy? Don't you think I'll get them in the QMS?
Yes.
And then who gives the assessment policy? In companies, in most cases.
The E2QA.
E2QA. But for small companies, let's use easy term. Let's say the training manager. Because small companies don't have E2QAs. But I'll put your E2QA. Ne? Which other aspect you want to moderate?
A minute.
Aibo, Buwa. Let's say test and memo, ne? Marking memo. And where will I get this?
Assessor.
Hey, the memo and the whatever, where will we get it?
From the assessor.
Where will you, if you want to go to whatever, where will you get the test and the marking memos?
Oh, the assessment guide.
And then who designed the assessment? Either can be the assessor,
Assessor or the facilitator.
or the facilitator, or the designer. Some companies they have the person who designs assessments. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Are you getting that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you must decide what are you going to be moderating, and where will you get that, and who is responsible for that. Sibambid.
Loud and clear.
Sibambid.
Yes, we.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Discuss one. I want to hear if at all we are together.
Minutes of pre-assessment. Hello. Hello.
No, what I'm saying, I say choose anything that you want to do. I want you to go through one example here to see if you understand.
Assessment process. Hello.
Continue.
But what I'm saying, you discuss amongst yourselves. You discuss. Remember, I've given you two. I said discuss here. I want to hear if you are on the right track.
All right, Ma'am Daisy.
Discuss it. I don't anticipate, but we're almost at 2:15. I want to see if you're on the right track before you finish for homework. So tomorrow, because I'm not here, I know that you are doing the right thing.
Okay. Is Amanda here? I'm Sogozile.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Ma.
Okay.
Yes, so
Yeah, you were mentioning the assessment process.
yes.
Where are we going to get the documents for the assessment process?
Don't we get it from the QMS?
Yeah.
Aibo,
Not from the assessor.
what is QMS?
Quality management system, Ma'am Daisy.
What does the QMS have to do Well, okay, maybe in your understanding, what is a quality management system?
It has to do with the policies.
So the process of assessment, how does it fit in the QMS?
I don't even know what I was thinking, but anyway.
From the assessor, isn't it from the assessor?
So the
Yeah, but what I'm
assessment
saying, the assessment process, whatever, but where will you look for? Let me say you are coming to this company for the first time, they've employed you. They say, please go and look there. Which document will you touch first? It's like, I don't want to be uptight. I'm sort of towards it. I'm going to be using you as an example. Let me say your company are doing conveyancing, you're also doing criminal cases, you're also maybe doing, what else can you do? Estates, you know what I'm saying? And you say to one of your junior persons, to say, hey, I had to wind this estates. Please go to one of the case files and get me now some information regarding the new laws. And then there he goes, your junior person, he goes to the files with the criminal cases, you know what I'm saying? And you told them that you're doing now the estates case. So because now what I'm saying is like, you need to start knowing as a moderator where to look for what. And who, if you can't get it, whom are you going to ask? So I don't want you to
process
give me. Sorry?
For the assessment process, you need to know what you are assessing in the first place.
Where will you look for it?
In the you'll check it
Which
on
document?
The unit standard.
I will. Usually it's at SAQA.
The assessment guide.
Yeah, that is at least it's a better place. Even if you can send the assessment plan, assessment guide.
Assessment guide.
And who is responsible? Who provide? Sorry guys, my mic. The assessor provide.
Yeah, but because now she's the one who's using the process. She's the one. The best person who may know is the assessor. Chances of the receptionist to know the assessment process because she's not using it.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want you to memorize. I want to take this in a real life situation, not only to pass exam.
Yeah, makes sense now.
So start making sense on even this one.
Yeah.
Whether they're doing the special needs or whether they're going to do the reassessment or whether the principles of assessment or whatever, but you must know where to find them and who is responsible for that.
Okay.
I'm not going to be talking about this again. I care about you.
No, comrade. No, comrade.
Yeah.
In this one, will it be only the assessor who will have this, or?
No, depending on what you want to moderate.
Okay.
Remember, I said the assessment moderation is in 3 phases: the design, the implementation, and the review.
And the review
and
thereof.
Now, if at all you want to moderate the learning material, the assessor does not develop learning material. So the material developer or whoever in the company.
The company.
Whatever you want to moderate, you must know exactly. That's why I've even made an example with a case. On like now, if in a company got the criminal section, the estate section, the whatever, what is this? The conveyancing section. You cannot use one size fits all. The person who's specializing with conveyancing, if at all you want to deal with conveyancing, you'll go to the conveyancing people and the conveyancing files and whatever, depending on what are you moderating.
Okay.
Must I repeat that over and over again?
Now it makes sense now.
Did you get it, watch for me?
Yes,
Yeah.
comrade.
Okay. Let's go now. Thokozile, can I ask you to read this paragraph again, please, for case study 2? Thokozile, please read case study 2 for me. Thokozile, are you here?
I'm
Thokozile,
here.
can you- yeah, please
I'm-
read the case study 2 for me. Let's move faster. Time is not on our side.
Case study 2. It's section. Case study 2. Imagine that you have been appointed as a moderator in the learning area life orientation. The learners who set for the assessment come from disadvantaged communities south of Johannesburg. The community in which these learners reside lacks basic needs and access to communication systems. The assessor whose work you are moderating gave you a copy of the group assignment in the text box that follows, and life orientation, it's the group assignment based on US 08798 NQF 3.3 credits. This group assignment, in other words, everybody in the group is expected to do his or her part and to accept joint responsibility for the final product. The topic is cultural conflict. Although South Africa is called a rainbow nation, suggesting that we are all living happily together, newspapers often carry reports of cultural conflict. So the instruction as a group, cut out 5 newspaper reports from different newspapers describing conflicts of culture in South Africa. Paste the reports onto a clean sheet of paper and then write 1 paragraph on each, summarizing the conflict it describes. And then underline the causes of each conflict in each of the newspaper reports. Then using your summaries and the causes you underlined as a basis, prepare a speech on cultural conflict in South Africa. Your speech should clarify the concept of cultural conflict, give examples of cultural conflict in South Africa, suggest possible causes of such conflict, and suggest a way in which conflict should be minimized or eliminated in future. Nominate 1 member of the group to deliver it to the class. You have 1 week to complete this assignment. Where does this end? The assessor indicated to you that this assignment is intended to determine the learner's social development competence as described in the unit standard specific to the outcome below. A specific outcome 2 is special development. The learner will be able to demonstrate an understanding and commitment to constitutional rights and responsibilities, and to show an understanding of diverse cultures and religions. Assessment criterion 1, the importance of diversity in enriching South Africa society as explained. And criterion 2, changes in cultural norms and values in relation to personal and community issues are critically evaluated. And the third one, issues of diversity in South Africa, and find a way in which to promote understanding of diverse cultures are critically investigated. As the appointed moderator, I have to decide whether or not the assessment instrument that the teacher is using is as acceptable. That is the assignment, whether the assignment is valid, it assesses what it is supposed to, it is fair, that is, does it accommodate the learner differences and barriers to learning? And if it's appropriate, that is, are the tasks required of the learner in line with the assessment standard for the unit standard? Whether it's outcome-based, that is, does it assess the integrated competency, ability rather than specific skills, knowledge? Give reasons to support your answer. Having made a decision, you are required to provide the teacher or the assessor in question with a brief report in which you indicate with reason why you regard the instrument as valid, fair, and appropriate or not. And you recommend ways in which he should adjust it to satisfy the requirements of validity, fairness, and appropriateness.
Okay, so that's a long reading.
It was.
I'm assuming, remember now, what I'm saying is that you've read it yesterday.
Yeah.
I just only like now, whatever. So that now at least all of us, we are on one page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first part, you are the moderator. That is number A. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
You must now decide whether the assessment instrument that they are used is acceptable, okay, valid, fair, appropriate, and outcomes-based.
Right.
And you must give reasons for your answer. Okay, that is A.
A. Mm-hmm.
And B, also B, you must also now give now, what is B saying? Let's read B. Having made a decision, we are required to provide the teacher in question with a report. Why you say that?
Right.
Okay, now let's talk. Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk. Now with first one, let's analyze the unit standard. Let's unpack it. Remember, is life orientation.
Right.
Okay. So in your understanding, let's talk.
Life orientation.
Hey, let's talk, Peg.
The unit standard on life orientation, it's
let's analyze it.
life orientation, it's a
what does we when you're unpacking again with the specific outcomes and assessment criteria, and what are these people expected to know? There were 3 things that they're supposed to know. 4, constitutional rights, whatever, what?
Understanding the cultural diversity.
Yes. Responsibilities. Okay.
Yes.
So now, let's now apply this in real life. Was that a valid, fair, and whatever? If yes, why? Hey, we'll assessor, we'll moderator.
Cultural.
It was a valid one.
Why?
The reason being it's this group were given they are most dominated in the rural area. They are most dominating in a rural area or in a disadvantaged area. So they need to know their culture and all the conflicts which are happening in their culture. I'm not sure if that gives the valid reason, but
But the people who are
no, I'm listening.
I'm just I'm looking at the what you call the group of people who are involved in this, that they are from one area, or is the area from which they are from a disadvantaged communities in south of Johannesburg. If we're talking about South Africa, are they representative of South Africa, or is what they come out with going to be based on the experiences within their area, within just where they are staying? Or is that going to be, I'm just
no, I think, I'm sorry. I think you're on the right track, because like now the whole idea for an instrument to be valid or fair, I think I like your approach. Because I'm not gonna, this one I can't give the answer because there's no wrong or right answer. I like your approach. You say like using one method that maybe cannot be maybe okay, and you must give your reason why. When you say it's valid, does it assess what it's supposed to assess? You go through that, you write your reasons. If it's fair, is it accommodating learner differences and barriers to learning? You know what I'm saying? And you support each and everything. If it's outcome-based, are learners to be able to do that? Are they only memorizing those constitutions and all? Am I making sense?
yes.
Here, there's no wrong or right answer, but you must make sure for whatever you write, it makes sense.
Okay.
Are you together, Bochomi?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to 4.2.1.2. Can you see that? This one you've done already. They say at least 2 POEs, which was one for P. Smith and for Dennis Mutle. Can you remember them?
Right.
Oh yes,
The mock
one.
Yeah, mock evidence. The second one, they say relevant unit standards. We had the assessor one and the telephone scale one. Can you remember?
Yes.
The next one, assessment instrument, do you know that fake 100% question one?
Right.
And those checklist. Moderator is you. You had an assessor, you had 2 learners, S. Dube and Tabiseng. Training provider can be TMP. I care on your role plays.
Right.
So the 2 resources, 2 assess POEs you had, ASA report, you had them, the instruments, the plan, the memo. It's a pity you never had the CV of the assessor. Okay.
Right.
So you did moderate the 2. Am I correct?
Yes.
We have to finish that as homework. Next, it's saying now, plan and prepare for moderation. Remember on your moderation report that we're doing with Bridget, you've done the plan and moderation report. Can you remember?
Right.
Yes.
The very first page is plan for moderation. Can you remember?
Yes.
Right.
Next.
Yes.
So now, now we can write on the, maybe refer to the moderation report here, ne? In a black pen. Ne?
Okay.
They say conduct a meeting with the assessor to clarify the context. You must write the minutes, the meeting with your Dennis Smith or Dennis Moot or Dennis Moot or P. Smith.
Right.
You have those minutes, you talk, discuss whatever, then you submit as evidence. Ne?
Right.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm still here,
listening.
Ma'am Daisy.
Then moderation plan, there's no need. You have it already, ne? Because the set moderation plan,
Right.
it must cover special needs. In the document that you're doing, there's somewhere that's talk about special needs RPL. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
If not, if you're not happy with it, there's one in the book, you can use that, but you can say refer to the moderation plan template.
Right.
Moderation questionnaire you have, interview, I think you have, I was saying checklist you have, and the report you have. Am I correct?
Yeah. The report.
Check the templates. If the templates covers all this, fine. If not, we can get in the book and type and whatever. Ne?
Yes.
Then they give you now here, that is task 1. They give you now the evidence that you must attach. Ne? Prepare and confirm moderation scope. You must have in the report. This role play meeting shall be observed. I've done that. Attach the observation checklist and minutes. You'll attach them again.
Right.
You do that. So Ashley is going to be helping you with this tomorrow. Ne?
Okay.
On to complete this evidence, task 1 up to 4. Ashley, are you here? Most of them you have it. You know what I'm saying? But now this one is easy. It also shows you where you get these things. Can you see? So for tonight, perfect all the homeworks, because those homeworks are going to help you to finish these other tasks.
Okay.
Never tell me. Any questions?
Nothing for now.
Any questions, Thokozile?
Not at the moment, no.
Amanda?
She's not here.
Okay, what I'm saying is like, remember there's no competition, help each other.
Yes.
Yes.
In the group. So we can all be told. If there are no questions, let's call it a day. Ashley, please do me a favor, upload all the video recordings, part 1 from yesterday, part 2, even for today, and then you post them for them so they can refer to them.
Yes, Mom Daisy.
Yeah, it must be done today.
Okay.
Guys, tomorrow I'm gonna see you for 30 minutes and I'll hand over to Ashley to finish up everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Remember, you're free to ask me questions.
Definitely
In the group.
Right, Mom, there's well noted.
In the group.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
You too all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.